podcast So Sweet Violet. My name's Jooles and this is my podcast all about knitting and sewing and general life crafty things. This is episode 35 and today is September the 14th and it's Friday and it's a lovely early autumn day. It's cool and cloudy and wonderful. I live in West Sussex in England and I've added links down below this video where you can find me. There's Instagram and my blog where all the show notes to this podcast and all my other podcasts will be. Ravelry, I think that's it. And my shop where I sell project bags and what do I sell? That's a good point. Oh, enamel pins. But I have no idea what I sell. All sorts of things, mostly for knitters and crocheters. Sometimes I sell Liberty wall art and different bits and bobs. It's a bit low on stock at the moment, but this time of year, the lead up to, we'll get lots of lovely new things in. Okay, so what do I need to say? Okay, I think first of all, I need to show you my mug. Because I just do, it is something I do every time. And quite often it's a new mug, which is really naughty, but you know, there are worse addictions, aren't there? This mug I got on my recent trip to Norway. It's so lovely. It's kind of matte down here and this really thick, kind of see this thick chunky glaze around here. And it costs quite a lot of money, to be honest, because Norway is so expensive. And I'll talk about my trip to Norway a bit further into the podcast. But when I got home, I realised the mug was actually made in Denmark. But hey, it's very pretty and I love it. And I got my decaf coffee with oat milk and it's delicious. So let's get going on the knitting, shall we? I've been inspired by the lovely Danny of Little Bobbins to do a little intro to each of my sections rather than me saying sillily, oh, finish things. So I thought a little intro would be a really nice way to kind of segue into my sections. So we'll see how it goes, but it's all Danny's idea and completely copied. Sorry, Danny. So first up are my finished Soul Sister socks. Show them both together. And this is a pattern that the lovely Amy, who is the little tailoress, and I collaborated on. Amy came up with this beautiful lace down the front. Let's see if I can show you a better view of the lace. And I designed the sock pattern. There we go. I seem out of breath this morning. I don't know why. There's the beautiful pattern down the front. Isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. It looks complicated, but it is so easy. It's a 4-row repeat and 2 of those rows are just knit. So you've got 2 rows and it's all basic stitches like yarn overs, 2 togethers. It's so easy and I think you get a lot of bling for your buck with this pattern, if that makes any sense. You get a lot of bling for your pound. That sounds good, doesn't it? We're going to stick to you get a lot of bling for your buck. And so I made these, this is a size small, and I made these for another one of my lovely friends for a Christmas present. And I asked her, I think I might have told you all about this, excuse me. Got a bit of a sore throat this morning, which is a worry, but never mind. I asked my friend her two favourite colours, and she said magenta and teal. I didn't have any magenta, so I thought this pinky purple, which is actually one of my favourite colours, and I thought that would be kind of close enough, and I found some lovely tealy colours, and there we go. So I did the teal at the toe of this one and worked up through the colours. These have only got 6 colours in, and this one I started at the kind of pinky purple and worked into the teal, and I think they look so lovely as a pair. So this pattern is actually available now on Ravelry. It was really received so well and kindly by everybody, and there is actually a knit along going on at the moment, which Amy's hosting, and that's in Amy's Ravelry group. So I'll put a link to the thread for that knit along in my show notes that will be on my blog. But basically you can just do whatever you like. You can do a solid colour, you can do self-striping yarn. It's a really versatile pattern, and if you've bought the pattern you'll already have seen, but on the back page I just put a little gallery of some of the ideas, like plain, stripe, thick and thin stripes, beautiful bits, which is what I decided to call them. Now I can't remember, but last podcast I was saying it seems unfair to call these gorgeous little ends of yarn scraps, because they're not really, to be honest, they are my treasure. And I was asking what else could I call them, and one lady said call them beautiful bits. So that's what I've done. I'm going to call all my ends of yarn beautiful bits of yarn, because they're not scrap, they're a real treasure. And these prove it, because look how pretty. Can't call those scrappy socks. They're my beautiful bit socks. Anyway, so yes, so if you'd like to join the knit along, please do. There's some beautiful socks already I've seen, and there's a hashtag on Instagram as well. So I'll put all the details in my podcast notes on my blog, and yeah, please join in. So just to basically go through the pattern very quickly. It has my beanie toe. This beautiful lace just up the front of the foot. It has a lovely Godet heel. Don't know how, ooh, I hope you can see that okay. And it has 2x2 twisted rib, which I think looks so nice. I can't tell you what the yarns are because I don't actually know. Sorry about that. But they're very pretty and I love them. I think I could knit this pattern forever. It's very addictive because you just want to get to the next colour change and the next pattern repeat. It's very addictive. Ooh, I done one a bit shorter than the other. I can't have. I think it's the way I've blocked them. Anyway, so they are my, I don't even know what I called them, but all the details are on my Ravelry page. Okay, let's have another sip of coffee. Okay, next finished object are my, whoops, tangled up with the tripod, are my apple blossom socks, and these are shorty socks. And I think these were in progress when I podcast last. Maybe I had one done and started the other one, I can't remember. The pattern I use for these is How I Roll, and this gorgeous yarn, look how pretty that is by Debs at Dan Sheepy Lane, and the colour is Apple Blossom. And when I saw this on her Instagram feed quite a while ago now, I literally nearly fell off my chair in love. It is so pretty. These colours are so me. I used a contrast that I had in my Beautiful Bits basket for the toe, because it was only a 50-gram ball of the stripe. So, oopsie, just hit my knee. And I think the contrast yarn works really well because it's quite similar to this stripe here, this mottled, is that a yarn word? I don't think it is. Variegated? Is that variegated? I feel like I should know after all this time, but I don't. And it has a lovely eye of partridge heel, and it's just finished. You just finish the stockinette and cast off, and then it gets this lovely little roll down. And I really enjoyed. I have just one pair of shorties in my sock drawer, and I really love them. And it was this pattern, and they stay up so well because I do have issues with shorty socks wriggling down. So I really recommend How I Roll. Can't remember actually who it's by, and I haven't written it down. But if you type into Ravelry How I Roll socks, or just How I Roll probably, it'll come up. And the toe I used, because I believe these were knit, yeah, these were knit top down. And so the toe I used was my lovely friend Kay's toe, which is the umbrella toe. It's my go-to toe. So I'm really chuffed with these, and I'm excited to wear them. I've actually been dipping into my drawer of hand knit socks just recently. Oh, it's so fun. I love it. Oh, and talking about hand knits, I'm wearing my belled cardigan today, or as Amy named it, my fairy lantern cardigan. So it's really nice to get the knitwear out. And I knit this, did I knit this at the beginning of the year? I think I did, in John Arbon, and I'd just fallen in love with this gorgeous yellow. And it's such a pretty colour. And it's not too in-your-face sunshine yellow. It's kind of mellow yellow. But I have to say, I knit the sleeves a bit short, look. So, well, actually, they were fine when I first knitted it, but then when I washed it, I think I washed it a tiny bit too warm. Not very warm, but a tiny bit too warm. And I think it actually shrank a little bit. So what I'm going to do, because these were knit top down, I'm going to unpick the cuff and re-knit the cuff, and I think I might do a long cuff on these because I have some extra yarn. So not that it really matters because I can wear it like this and you'd never know, but I get cross when I've put lots of time into something and there's just something about it that annoys me, like this is the sleeves. And also on my May, don't know what you call it, it's like a sleeveless jumper with a V at the front and a V at the back. I find I don't wear that very much because of the V at the front and the back. It kind of slips off my shoulders, so I've decided to do an I-cord tie for the back just to keep it in place. So I'm hoping that will work. Anyway, I shall keep you updated on all news to do with that. So anyway, this is my belt. All details are on Ravelry. Knit it from John Arbon. This was the 4-ply. And I really like John Arbon. I don't know if you can see behind me, that's my floozy, which I'll show you in a while. But I'm using John Arbon for that as well. The reason I like it is because A, there are so many pretty colours to choose from. B, it's quite a good price. I think it's something like £13.95 for 100 grams. The third thing I made is this bath mitt, which is the Warm Springs bath mitt by Blue Bee Studio. And I knit it out of Quince & Co. I can't remember, it's the linen anyway. and it's so lovely. I should have really shown it to you before I washed and blocked it, because the pattern was much more defined, but it washed up so beautifully soft. So I'm really excited to use this, because I do use washcloths. I use muslin cloths actually, because I use Liz Earle beauty products and they always come with a muslin cloth, and I find those lovely. And this is kind of the same, it's got that just a little bit of texture, and it's made of linen, so I think it's going to use and wash really nicely. So yeah, did I say that was Bluebee's Studio? I think I did. And it's made of Quince & Co, whatever their linen is. So I'm really thrilled with that. Again, if I've missed any details, I'll pop everything on Ravelry so you can see it there. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with that, and I might knit a couple for Christmas presents, I think. And my last in the making is something that I've already gifted. So I'm going to pop in some pictures here or a picture here while I chat about it. It's a little baby bonnet by Pure Stitches, and it's so adorable. It's called the Bearly Bonnet, and I just love those little teddy bear ears. Oh my goodness, it's just so gorgeous. So I knit this for a beautiful friend of mine who's having a baby soon. I made it out of Drops baby alpaca silk. Yeah, the only thing I changed with this pattern is I made an I-cord, and so I made the first tie the I-cord, then I kind of picked up stitches whilst doing the I-cord around the back of the neck and then towards the front again, and then carried on with the other tie in I-cord, and I'm really pleased how that turned out. So yeah, that was a really cute make and I really enjoyed it. So I hope to knit more of those. I didn't see more babies around. Yes, more babies please. My first in the making is a Kobook hat. I've seen this hat being knit up all over Instagram and on other podcasts, and I just thought it was so pretty. So anyway, I thought I needed one of those. So I've made a start. Let me tidy it up for you. This is my start. So I've obviously done the rim and I've just started the pattern, and I was having issues with the pattern, not because it's not written well, but because I'm so dippy lately. Honestly, the older I get, the dippier I get, and I forget the most simple instructions. So I decided to use these little sweet heart stitch markers, which I love. These are available in my shop actually, and I really like them because they don't get in your way. And they're really pretty because they're little hearts. So I've been using those. The yarn I'm using, the pattern suggests a DK and a mohair held together. So I contacted my lovely friend Antonella, who is Cozy Posy Yarn Co, because she'd shown this gorgeous colour. Isn't that so pretty? This is Winter Rose, and she'd shown this on her Instagram feed, I think. Excuse the messy ball. I had some issues with my Swift. That was not fun. And look at that. Oh my goodness, it is just stunning. And Antonella dyes the most beautiful yarns. They're always really good quality and absolutely stunning colours. So this is her Winter Rose in her DK and her mohair. It's mohair silk. So I've been holding those together and I think it's going to be pretty. I hope the colour's going to suit me. But I think I'll wear it even if it doesn't, because it's going to be so pretty. So I need to find myself a lovely pom. Not quite sure. If anyone knows a really good place to find safe pom-poms, please let me know, because yeah, I'm going to need one quite soon, I think. And I'm knitting this on 16-inch circular, which is really good for hats. I'm very excited about that. I don't think there's anything more I can say about it. But I love it, and I hope to have it finished quite soon, because hats don't take long. I plan on knitting a few hats for Christmas presents as well, so God, I need to get a wiggle on with things. Let's have another sip of coffee. I hope you've all been well since I chatted with you last time. It has been quite a while. Life's been pretty busy. We also had a fabulous holiday, which I'll share a bit more about that later on. The holiday was gorgeous, and then we came back and it was like hit the floor running. First of all, I had a hospital appointment about my back to get the results. Oh, actually, I wanted to share that with you because so many people so sweetly asked me how I got on, and so I got the results of my MRI scan a couple of weeks ago, and basically it's what it has shown up before on an MRI scan. Nothing really has changed except for the fact that it has got worse. It's the disc between L4 and L5 that's bulging out, and she showed me an image on the screen of my MRI, and it's quite shocking to see something wrong in your body that really jumps out at you. Sometimes they say, oh, can you see this little grey bit or something? And you're like, not really. But it was so obvious that this disc had swished out and was pressing into my my spinal cord. It really shocked me, and I can't get that image out of my mind. But basically they feel it's not necessary to operate, which I'm actually really pleased about. And I think down the line I could have a special epidural, but unless I'm desperate I won't have that either, I don't think. I just feel like now I know for sure, and now I've had loads of years of practice and know what's good for my back and what's bad for my back. I feel I can heal it myself. Whether I can or not, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I've been doing a little exercise routine every day. It's like a 20-minute routine. It's a bit boring after a while, but so I do that every day, and I'm really careful with sitting. Like now I'm sitting quite straight. If I slouch, it feels horrible. So, but that's good. I should be sitting straight. It's so much better for everything. And I went back to Pilates yesterday, back to my Pilates class, and I haven't been there. Well, we had the summer holidays off anyway, and I think I missed a term or a term and a half. So it's been probably 5 months or so since I've been to Pilates. And although I have to have the exercises slightly adapted for me, which is a bit embarrassing. When everyone else is huffing and puffing, I have a really easy exercise, which is embarrassing, but hey. And so that was good to get back to that. And then I also had a physio appointment, and my physio is my Pilates teacher. So that's really good. And she has a new piece of equipment, and we're going to try something on my back, and I don't know if it's a new idea. I think it possibly is, but to put it in basic terms, it's a little bit like a medieval rack, but not as vicious. Hopefully I won't lose any arms or anything. But so you get harnessed up and you step on this plate, and the bed is behind you, so everything's vertical. You get on the kind of plate that you stand on at the bottom, and the bed is behind you, harnessed up, and your harness is clipped onto the machine. And my physio will put in my weight, which is excruciating because I know I've put weight on. Anyway, this is not a podcast about weight. And she'll also put in what discs need to be stretched, sounds too wrong, tractioned, that might be the best word. And then the bed, kind of from being upright, it tips down, so then I'd be laying down, and it just puts slight traction on those two discs. Or you have a heat pad first, I think for 20 minutes, and so I think you're on the bed for something like 20 or 25 minutes with slight traction. Apparently it's lovely, and they play music and dim the lights, so I might have a little nap. And when the time's up, I then have ice packs placed on my back for I think another 20 minutes, and I have to have that done 10 times in 2 weeks, so almost every day for 2 weeks. So it's quite expensive, but it sounds really good, and I think it cures people. It can cure people. So I'm really hopeful about that. And then if it doesn't sort it completely, you can have just a few more treatments. So that's where I'm at the moment, and I feel quite positive about it. So fingers crossed. So I need to get my scan results from my doctor, which has been a nightmare. But anyway, I'm on the case. Anyway, it's kind of enough about that, because this podcast is not really about my health issues. Delicious. Okay, my next work in progress is my floozy cardigan. Don't hold it that way, I think maybe. Oh, isn't it pretty? I'm going to stand up and show you a bit better. I love this. This is a pattern by Libby Johnson, who is Truly Myrtle Photos on Instagram, and I think she is just Truly Myrtle on Ravelry. And I'm sure you've seen this pattern so many times already, because it's just making the rounds on Instagram like nobody's business. But it's so gorgeous, and all this patterning here is just different slip stitches, and it's so much easier than I thought. You have to be aware of your tension, because obviously if you pull too tight you're going to get puckering. I hope my tension is okay. You don't really know until you block it, I don't think, but I'll show you close up. It might be a bit puckered here, but it's so pretty. I'm really excited about it. What else do I need to say? I've separated for the sleeves, and I've got to knit. For the long version, I need to knit 14 inches, and I think I've done about possibly 8 now. And it's just round and, well, not round and round, but backwards and forwards, knit and purl. So I'm loving that. This is how much I've done this week. Oops. So I've done from my little peanut. I love this little stitch marker. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to see if I can get a close up. There's the back, like a little shell of a peanut, and it has 2 little pals as peanuts. So cute. And I've got a few of those left in my shop, if anyone is interested. And so I've knit from the peanut to here. Oops, that's my week's knitting. It's generally what I've been doing in the evening. I haven't been having so much knitting time lately because I've been working really hard on advent calendars, which are, maybe should I show you my pile of advent calendars? I'm veering off, aren't I? Veering off. So this is my pile of advent calendars. So that's 20 and I have 36 to do. So I'm doing 56 in total. And I'm on track and I need to do 12 each week for the next 3 weeks and then I'll have finished the bags. Anyway, that wasn't what I was talking about. I was talking about my lovely floozy. I love the name of this cardigan. I think it needs to go that way. And I'm knitting this out of John Arbon again. It's in my lovely bag from Four Pearls in Florida. This bag has such a lovely memory because I went there with my lovely friend Rhonda, who's Birdie Butterfly. And yeah, so it has really nice memories. So the colours I'm using are these. Really pretty. Love them all so much. I wanted something kind of warming colour. So this was my original. I wanted this colour. I'd already made my mind up. So this was my original colour. So it all came from here. And Libby had spoken about having something high contrast. And so I just went with a natural and this lovely brown. It's kind of a more of a bluey brown than an orange brown. And I think they look really pretty together. And this is John Arbon Knit by Numbers 4-ply. Do I need to say anything else about that? I did go up a needle size. All the details will be on Ravelry because if I start trying to remember, it'll be a mess. I need to pop back and show you this. This has my Koboot hat in, and this bag is so gorgeous. And I got it from the lovely Rachel, who is now, let me think, I can't remember her Instagram name, but she is Made by Rachel. So if you search Made by Rachel, I think you'll be able to find her. But she makes the sweetest bags. And I just couldn't resist this beautiful one with the bears and Goldilocks. She uses the prettiest fabrics in the world. So yes, I just wanted to show you that. I've also dug out my Happy Patchwork blanket, which is my mitered square blanket. It's just that time of year, isn't it, when you want to get the cosy out. And I've been really enjoying working on it. So I've done a few more squares. I haven't shown this for ages. Oh, so pretty. Okay, let me show you. Some of them I have labels on. So this one here, I obviously didn't know what this one was. Oops, let me get a good angle. But it's super pretty. This one here is the Wool Barn in Blush. Oh, Maya's yarn is so delicate and beautiful, isn't it? This one here is, oh, this was one from my lovely friend Rhonda. We did a swap. And this is Miss Mothballs in Dusk. And I'm really excited because I follow Miss Mothballs on Instagram and I see she's going to be starting selling yarn again, and I love her yarn. This one here is Little French Meadow in Candy Floss. Most of these were gifted to me, which is so nice. All have special memories. This one is Nox Yarn Love Monster. That's really pretty, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I've nearly done. I need to do this one here. And I've got a nice corner again. So let's go along here. This one, I believe, is a Nora George mini, but I'm not 100% sure. Another new one. Obviously didn't know what that one was. I obviously didn't know what that pretty blue one was, and I obviously didn't know what that pretty purple was. I did know that this one is Nora George. Oh, Christmas tree. That is a really nice green, Tracy. I feel like I might need a whole skein of that with some nice Christmas socks. And the last one here is the Knitting Goddess Bad Hair Day, and I've had lots of those lately. Especially as this has got grey in it, which is quite appropriate, because I have a lot of grey in mine, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to stand back because I haven't shown this for a while. I want to give you the whole wow factor. Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? Oh, it's like a blanket filled with heaven. I love it so much. Yep, so that's been really fun. I've been enjoying that. I do have quite a few magical arrivals this time, and I have even more than I'm going to show you because it's a bit embarrassing showing you everything I've got. Yes. So let me show you the yarn first. The lovely Kelly, who is Kelly Lay, and her company, is that right? Her company. Her business name is Lay Family Yarns. Such a beautiful label. And she has started doing self-striping yarns, and they are stunning, absolutely stunning. And the thing I love most about them is that she speckles one of the stripes as well. Well, I don't know if always, but in the 3 skeins that I have, that's the case. And this one here is called Rose Garden. I mean, goodness, isn't that just stunning? So yeah, I had to get 3 different skeins of Kelly's lovely self-striping, and I adore Kelly. She has the heart more than gold. She has the heart of, what's better than gold? Platinum. She has a platinum heart. She's just the loveliest person, and I'm really, really happy to support her because her yarn is beautiful, just like her soul. So this is her Rose Garden colourway, and I hope to be knitting this up soon. Although I have been quite naughty with yarn, so I feel like that about a lot of yarn, but that's so beautiful. Okay, next up, this was a gift from my lovely, lovely friend Meg, who is Woolen Cookies on Instagram, and no, Woolen Cookies podcast. She's so lovely. I love Meg. And she is Meg's favourites on Instagram, and she is another absolute angel. I feel so lucky to have met so many genuinely beautiful people through this social media world, and honestly I feel really blessed. I feel quite choked up thinking about it because I've made some of my very best friends. I think actually almost all of my very best friends through social media, and yeah, I mean, isn't that just the most wonderful thing? Anyway, lovely Meggie, she sent me this. Pineapple yarns. Honestly, I absolutely love merino. and her yarns and her podcast, and she is Pineapple Yarns. So when Meg sent me this, I nearly fell over. Oh my goodness. Marina dyes the prettiest colours, and they're very, she used to live, I think it was Hawaii, and she dyes such tropical colours. Oh, they're so beautiful. This one's called Mermaid Doll. That is going to be a spring something. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. So thank you, Meg. I love it. Then, talking about wonderful people, I told you I've made so many wonderful friends. Kay Jones, who is half of the Bakery Bears, is another angel on earth, and she sent me this. Oh, it's her Babbity Bumble colourway, and it's the bumblebee from Mrs. Tittlemouse of Beatrix Potter. And I love Beatrix Potter, and I asked her if I would be able to snag a skein of this, and she's like, yes, of course. And she sent it to me as a gift, which I didn't expect, but I mean, how lovely is that? She is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. She's been through a lot. Her and Dan have been through so much, and they are so dignified about it and so strong and brave, and I just think they're such a wonderful couple. Anyway, this is from Kay. Gosh, I'm getting really emotional today. I think it's the time of the month. It's bad. Stop it. And she even put a little mini with it, which is Sweet Like Honey, which is so perfect. And talking about Kay, she has just launched her Beatrix Potter sock club. I'm in, I can tell you that. I've already bought mine. It's on an early bird price at the moment on Ravelry, so I would hop on over and grab it because it's going to be fabulous. All of Kay's patterns are fabulous. And let me think, it's 3 patterns. Is it September, October, November? Yeah, I think so. You'll get 1 pattern the end of September, 1 the end of October, 1 the end of November, but don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. And they're all based on Beatrix Potter. She's been watercolouring too for some artwork, and it's so adorable. So I'm really, really, really excited. Okay, what else in my magical arrivals? I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. The sunshine's come out, so pretty. The leaves are going golden. I love it so much. Okay, so another lovely friend who I've come to know on Instagram is Caroline Watts, and she makes the sweetest bags. She's Caroline Watts Embroidery, so obviously embroidery is her big thing, but she was making these bags, and I'm going to stand up so I can show you properly. Look at the little bee. Oh my goodness. It looks like it's all embroidered from chain stitch, but it's the sweetest little thing on earth. And it's a tiny little, well, I say tiny, you can hold a sock project in there. And I love little. Well, I love big, but I love little too. And this is gorgeous Liberty fabric. And it has 2 sweet pockets on the front. And beautiful linen. And white inside. It's perfect little. I'm going to see if I can put some yarn in there and see how it does up. Here we go. That is so cute, isn't it? So you could definitely have a sock project in there. And she does sell them. I don't know if she just sells them through Instagram. I'm not sure. But again, I'll put a link to her Instagram account in my show notes. And this is her card. Isn't that sweet? But I love it, Caroline. You really are a clever girl. So when I was buying this for myself, I also purchased another one from her because I thought it would be a perfect prize for my Sweet Bee sock along, which ended a couple of days ago on Wednesday. So I guess in a minute I will show you that and announce some prize winners. Also, for Magical Arrivals, I received such a lovely message from Lindsay of Simply Serving, and she's asked if she could send a prize for the Sweet Bee along, which was so kind of her. And when the parcel arrived, she'd not only sent a prize for the Sweet Bee along, but also a gift for me. Oh, so nice. So nice. But look, I want to show you. I hope you might have seen this in the little intro. But look. Oh, excuse my nails, they're pretty shabby at the moment. How cute is that? It's like a little bumblebee cupcake case with a little sweet face of a bee, I'm guessing, with a little skep on his head or her head. Oh, so adorable. It's so well made. So that's a sweet little progress keeper. She sent me a gorgeous little bumblebee and some stitch markers. She also sent me a needle case with bees on, which is so cute. It's got her, let me show you inside. That's upside down. Is it? Oh, that's the right way. Simply Serving. She also sent some lovely tea, and as I say, she sent a prize for the Sweet Bee sock along. So thank you so much, Lindsay. Your work is perfection. I find it hard to imagine like how good your eyesight is. My eyesight's getting really tricky. I need some new glasses quite badly. But anyway, this is Lindsay's lovely card. How cute is that? And I will put all the links in my show notes on my blog. So my last magical arrival is very magical indeed. Look at this. I've been seeing these gorgeous necklaces, knitters necklaces, on podcasts and Instagram for a while now, and I've wanted one for so long, and I thought I'd treat myself. And it's so pretty. I'd have shown you a little close-up in the little intro to this section, and the necklaces are from Bed of Roses, and that is Catherine, and she lives in Norway, believe it or not. She makes the prettiest things. So it's filled with progress keepers. All these are little progress keepers on little rings. Oh, so beautiful. And this one in the middle, this big one, has a whole clip of stitch markers. Honestly, it's so beautiful. Catherine puts your initial, and you can choose hearts or stars to be stamped in the little long metal charms, and it is so beautiful. And it's on this beautiful leather strap, which you can tighten or loosen. And I really love long necklaces. But anyway, the amazing thing about this necklace is it's for knitters. Catherine, you do such beautiful work. And not only that, Catherine wanted to send something for the podcast, so she sent another necklace, not the same as this, but similar, for a giveaway. So I think I'm going to save that for something that I have up my sleeve. But it's beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. So thank you, Catherine. Your work is perfection, and I love my necklace, and I even wear it when I'm not knitting because it's too pretty not to. That is everything for Magical Arrivals, or everything I'm willing to share anyway. Okay, so knit along winners. This was so exciting. I hosted a knit along for my first sock pattern, which is the Sweet Bee sock, and I haven't even got a pair to show you. I'm sure you know what they look like, but maybe I'll put a little picture in here. and it ran for 6 weeks, and you knitted along, and your socks, there's a lot of ands, and your socks were so beautiful. It was really nice to see them knit up in all these different colourways and even stripes. It was, you blew my mind. It was just so lovely, and all the lovely comments that you really liked the video tutorials and you thought it was well written. Honestly, they meant the world to me, because it's a really big thing writing a pattern. Hats off to everybody who does that, because it's really scary. Well, possibly not for everybody, but for me, and probably for lots of others too. Anyway, so thank you so much to all of you who entered the knit along. It was great seeing all the progress on Instagram with all the hashtags, and yeah, so I'm going to draw 2 winners because I have 2 prizes. I've already drawn them actually. I used Siri, and Siri has, well, let me show you the first prize. This is another beautiful bag from the lovely Caroline Watts, and it's the same as my bag but just a different fabric. Oh, it's so pretty. It's Liberty, but actually it reminds me of vintage Laura Ashley, which I love. So the winner of this beautiful bag by Caroline Watts is Amy, and Amy is Noble Character Crafts, and I know Amy quite well, so that was really lovely to see your name pop up, Amy. And I'm going to put in a picture of Amy's beautiful socks here, and Amy was number 90. So congratulations, Amy. Aren't those socks beautiful? The second winner for this little kit, so this is the Little Bee Cupcake Stitch Progress Keeper. Let me show you that way around. A needle cozy, tea bag, and a little progress keeper and stitch markers there. The winner for this prize is, I think, your Patty, but your Patty Lieb on Ravelry, and you were post 97, and I'm just going to put up a picture of your gorgeous socks. Honestly, I feel so proud and full of good stuff to see my sock pattern out there in the world. It's amazing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for everybody who has purchased, knit and enjoyed my pattern. Thank you so much, and congratulations to both Patty and Amy. If you could both get in touch with me, however's easiest for you, email, Instagram, Ravelry, whatever's easiest, and let me have your full name and address, and I'll get your goodies off to you. If I don't hear from you in a few days, I'll be in touch. So thank you so much to Lindsay for your lovely donation, and thank you, Caroline, for making the most beautiful bags. I just want to chat a little bit about some dream knitting that I'm organised to do, but I haven't started yet. I wanted to make myself some new mitts, which is the wrong bag. Hang on. I wanted to make myself some new mitts, and this is being stored in my gorgeous little tailoress bag by my lovely Amy. And again, I had some Swift issues. But look at that gorgeous yarn. That is from Jane at Hedgerow Yarns. And I have to say, Jane's packages are the prettiest in the world to receive. And look at the little hedgehog, so cute. And this is her Crocosmia colourway. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And I thought it would go really well with the Winter Rose kabuki hat that I'm making. So, oh, did I say I'm going to make some tinsel mitts? Probably not. So I'm going to make some tinsel mitts by Drea Renee Knits. I've been told that these come up quite big, so I might size down a little bit. So yeah, I'm ready to make those. I might have spoken about this on my last podcast, but I can't remember. But I'm planning on knitting the Coffee Talk socks by the lovely Tracy from the Grocery Girls. And they're so pretty. And I'm thinking this is robin's egg. You can see I'm having issues winding yarn at the moment, can't you? So this is robin's egg, and this is just out of my Beautiful Things stash. Beautiful bits stash, that's right. So I'm excited about that. So that's kind of my dream knitting at the moment. Oh, and of course the Beatrix Potter Club by Kay, that's my dream knitting too. I want to knit them all. Okay, so let's move on to a quick bit of shop news. There's not much to say because I'm working really hard on advent calendars, which I touched on a little bit before. But I auctioned one of my advent calendars for the charity Combat Stress, which support ex-servicemen and women just to kind of adapt to kind of normal life and help them with any kind of post-traumatic stress, or just support them in every way that they need support. And this charity was so wonderful for my brother, so I wanted just to do something, you know, to give back a little bit, because I think I feel so lucky. I have a lovely life, and some people don't, and that's really sad. So oh my god, I'm getting emotional again. Crazy. Anyway, concentrate. I raffled off one of my advent calendars on my Just Giving page, and you were incredible, so generous and so lovely with your words and support. So it was just wonderful, and together we raised £1,541 and a little bit, but I can't remember what the little bit was. I mean, wow, that is amazing. Over £1,500 has gone to that charity. And it's a brilliant charity. So thank you so much, everybody. You are so wonderful. Thank you. I did announce the winner on Instagram, and it was Laura Meek, and she left the loveliest message. So that was so nice to tell her that she had won my advent calendar. So that was fantastic. Okay, little bit of chatter. Not too much, because I kind of, as usual, put my chatter all through. Maybe that works better. Who knows? We had such a lovely time in Norway. We went on a cruise with my sister-in-law and her husband, and they're so lovely. We had such a nice time together. When we got back, I missed them so much because we didn't see each other in the day so much, but we had dinner together every evening, and we had rooms next door, so we'd lean over the balcony and have a good old chat about what we'd done in our day, and it was just so lovely. They're lovely people, and we just got on really well. It was just mellow and really nice. The food was insane. I've never seen so much food in all my life. I can't believe people eat as much as they do. It was really shocking. But it was lovely. The food was lovely. And I did have a waffle for breakfast every day and a big platter of fresh fruit. Oh, best breakfast ever. So we visited, let me get it in the right order, Stavanger, Flom, Olden and Bergen. And we travelled all down the Norwegian fjords. Oh, the views. Honestly, one day I looked out and I actually cried. It was just, my eyes couldn't take in all the beauty. It was so still. And what was really amazing is this massive cruise ship we were on was like a silent giant going down into the ports. It was like it was tiptoeing on feathers. It was so quiet. But I do wrangle with the idea of these massive cruise ships docking in these beautiful tiny ports. It's a weird one because I love the cruise, and I guess these communities thrive on the income that they receive when these massive cruise ships dock. But it just looked it just looked wrong when you get off the ship and you kind of wander around and investigate the area, and you turn around and you see this giant white giant against this background of green and tiny houses and sereneness. But on the other hand, I had such a lovely time, and it's somewhere I'd never have seen without being on a cruise, and I love the cruise. It's so peaceful. I loved sitting outside on our little balcony and knitting and just watching the waves go by. It was absolutely beautiful, and I will do another cruise because I loved it so much. There's just that little bit of inside. And what really, actually, there was one thing that annoyed me, is that they use plastic straws. You think how many soft drinks and cocktails, because I had a fair few cocktails, and they all come with plastic straws, but I have heard that they are using up their stocks and converting to paper straws, so fingers crossed that happens. But it was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. The food was delicious, the company was wonderful, and I can't wait to do another cruise. The last thing I was just going to mention quickly, because it's kind of crafty, is that we're having our old double glazing windows replaced with some nice new ones. And the company who are fitting them, they're such a nice family company, but the glass company that they only use one. Their selection of obscure glass is poor. I don't know what it is, but they need a shake-up and an update of obscure glass. They all remind me of 70s caravans. I just don't like any of them. I'm sure maybe in person they're probably nicer, but in the catalogue and on the website they look really horrible. And I had such trouble because I was going to have to choose one of these glasses, and then I thought, oh, maybe I could try the window film. And so I googled window film, and I found this company called the Window Film Company, which is a great name. They had such nice designs. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I was having a look through and I found this lovely design by Hannah Nunn, and she's an artist and she's really inspired by nature, and she had some window films on there, and so I chose one called Paper Meadow, something like that, for our downstairs laundry room / bathroom, no, laundry room / loo and shower room. And I'll put a little video in here of what it looks like. It's so pretty and it's really easy to put on. So I was lucky enough that when the window fitters came, I asked for the glass panel before they put them into the frame. So all you have to do is spray water over the glass panel, put your window film, take the backing off of your window film, put the window film on your glass, spray that with water and then move it around till it's in the right position. Then they provide you with a little plastic squeegee, and you just squeegee from the centre out to get all the air bubbles and all the water out and trim it. That makes it sound really simple. It's a little tricky, but it was fine. And I got better as I went on. But the result is so pretty. I'm thrilled. So I just wanted to mention that if anybody else is having issues liking obscure glass, that might be a good option. So I think that's everything I wanted to say. I know I'll stop this podcast and there will be things I thought, I forgot to say that, but I think that's everything for now. So I am going to wish you a lovely time until I see you next, I hope you get lots of lovely crafty time in, and I hope you stay well and healthy, and I'm going to pop in a little walk that Mabel and I had the other day for the end video. Anyway, lots of love. Bye.